All right, for the next part of you guys' 30-second script story, you guys are going to want to download Screenplay Formatter. It helps you guys format your Google Doc for that screenplay part. Okay, so just go ahead and click, do a search for it on Google, then go ahead and click. And then we should be good. Screenplay formatter needs your permission to run. Go ahead and hit continue. Choose your account. Allow. It's going to run. Okay, so now for us to actually run it, we got to go to our add-ons and we got to launch it. Okay. Right here, and we launch. It's going to open it up, and just like what he was saying, we have our header. So that's our slug line. We have our action, so that's below the header. So for the scene, what's happening, it's visual information. Names are on all caps. Speaker, this is your character ID. Parentheses for character, parenthetical for like voiceover, out of scene or into a phone. Then you got your dialogue. And then we have where we can add new characters. We're not going to really deal with special effects. And then we can do our transitions. All right, so I went ahead and created a short scene just so we can see. You guys are going to have to, doing a screenplay, you're still going to have your scenes and scene numbers. So you name your story, which would be the title, and then your scene number. So this whole thing is playing out as one scene, even though we have multiple locations. So this would be scene 1. So if my 30-second script, if this was it in its entirety, this was scene 1 of it, let's say I'm calling it, it's actually, let's say, Santa Claus is coming to town. To town. Okay, so then here, my title that I'm going to actually do is going to be an abbreviation. We don't need to have it written out every time. So I want to call it SCTT1. Okay. So this is my scene. Here is my header, slug line for where it's happening. My action line. This is me giving dialogue, so that's the character. The dialogue that I'm giving, another action line. I'm cutting to, now this is a default, but if you're trying to give some type of emphasis, so if I wanted to change that for something more dramatic, I could do the smash cut or something to that effect. All right, so I'm doing an exterior for right outside the room, and then I am laying the scene with my action line. Santa Claus is talking. This should be a parenthetical. It's not doing it. We're going to go ahead and just put it in parentheses. All right. Then here's his dialogue. Another action line. Then we have him continuing, but now he's out of scene and he's saying something. Then we're fading to black. We have over black and title cards where it just said he left Cole, and then we're ending the scene. Okay? And then we would insert another page to do it all over again. Okay? Now, a couple things using this formatter. The over black and title cards, to create those, you're doing it the same as you're doing a header or a slug line. You're just clicking that. When you're trying to put in a new character, you can either just type it all in caps by hand, or you click new character and it's going to convert it to caps, and then you type the rest of the stuff. Any one of these transitions you could go ahead and change. After we're done, then we're going to set Screenplay margins and font. So we click that, it's going to convert it all, and there we go. This is how we would do Screenplay or a script. This is what you guys are going to be doing for your 30-second script. Okay? So if I was to undo that, and you can watch me create another one. So I click on header. Oh, let's do another scene. Page break. Okay, so we click on header, and this is actually scene 2, so it would be SCTT 2. I'm going to just put that all the way on the left. Okay. Now I'm going to do a header for where I am in my scene. Let's see, interior. Actually, let's do exterior. Bathroom. This will convert it all to uppercase. Oh, I should have added the period, so. So if we made a mistake, we can just highlight and do it. Okay, now our action scene. New character. Click in there. Santa Claus. Okay. And then we highlight. If it wasn't in where it's supposed to go, we would put it there by clicking on that. Okay. Now we have our speaker. So this is dialogue. Santa Claus. If we wanted to do something like the voiceover or interphone or out of scene, any of that stuff, this is what we could just add the parentheses and everything. It's not going to mess up the formatting. If we wanted a type of parentheses, we need to set that. I want you guys to do your character parentheticals and dialogue parentheticals, actually putting them in parentheses. Even though it does the indenting. Okay, so if there was anything that I needed to have, I would put it here, how they're saying it. So I'm just going to put parenthetical. Okay. And then we would just highlight parentheses. Okay. Now we got our dialogue. Help me. Why did I eat so many candy canes? So they went in distress. Okay, so now we highlight. We got our dialogue. Bam. Okay. And then adding any type of transition, we can just select. Even just using this default one, we could do smash cut. And then we can introduce another scene. If you're trying to do fade to black, so let's say we're doing fade to black. Fade to black, And we're going to have that. We got to type that in caps. Fade to black. It's not the best software, but this will get us to what we need. All right, so then header, we're going to put over black and in a semicolon. And then we have our title cards. So if you need it where it's not going to end up doing all of it in caps, you could do the title cards as either a header, and that will make it's just automatically going to keep it all in caps. So I could say title cards. This is what is displayed, and that's going to convert it all into caps. If I wanted it to be different, so let me cut that. If I wanted to do action instead and have it just, because they're at the same level, I could just type this, title cards, and then what is displayed. Set the indent for that. Okay. And then if I merge that, it's still at the same thing, but now you're not dealing with caps. So you got a little bit of ways that you can work around it. This we may end up playing down the road. We just need to get a good basic script down. Okay.